everyone. Welcome to Blessed and Beautiful. It's me, Renee, and I'm back. I am back for part two, and the end of decluttering. Y'all, there's a bag over here. I'm gonna take a picture of it. There's so many pallets in there, I can't lift the bag. If I lift the bag, it's going to break, or I might break my arm. One of the two. Today I'm drinking Pepsi. I know I was drinking water, I was doing good, but I needed some caffeine. Yeah. So, drinking Pepsi. We'll be drinking some more water later. Some more water later. Alright, so I have a couple things in front of me. First of all, I put the palette back already. Did I? Yeah. This is the on my face. I'm sorry to sing. What's on my face? Okay, what's on my face today is the Winter Wonderland palette by Cosmic Brushes or Cosmic Beauty, whichever one they are. And so I finished everything except for the lips. Oh, and on my cheeks is the Blend Bunny juicy blush. The purples. I like those so much. All right, so yeah, I snatched everything today. Look, my eyes are up. Cheeks are up today. Yeah, hair is up. Everything's up today. So, okay. And I found like the last purple thing that I had to go with my hair. Went to the post office to send some pins. And the guy at the store, at the post office was like, is purple your favorite color? And I was like, no. Blue is, but yeah, purple's, I like purple. And they was like, your hair is cute. They probably walked out there like, wow. My cousin told me I look like a unicorn. Whatever. I'm a cute unicorn. I hope. So, all right. So, I have two things in front of me because I have nothing on my lips. If I don't like this, then we're going to resort to the Tower 28 Shine On. Oh no, it's called Fearless. The Shine On, what is this? Wait a minute, let me read. Y'all, I can't read this. It's these Tower 28 lippies. And I think this color is discontinued, but it's Fearless. It came in a pack with 4 altogether. And I think they still had the fire one, maybe. I'm not sure, but this was in there. So I'm going to either do this one or from Amazon, I got this Lip Paradise Effortless Matte Lipstick from a company called Dear Dahlia. And I got to pick my color, but I just don't remember exactly what it looks like, so I waited to do this on camera. I do know it's a pretty container based on the picture. Yes, look at this. Look at that. I will put the price either around here or down in the comments description box. I think it's $36. And the shade is Ashley. And the expiration date is on here. Y'all, I'm doing good today. I can see that. It's sometime in 2025, so I'm good. My mom and I were just talking about expiration dates. All right, so let's open her up. Isn't that pretty? It looks like, oh, it's upside down, sorry. It looks like marble with gold, rose gold accents. That is so pretty. It looks like marble tile. Top off. It has Dear Dahlia written. You can see that. There you go. And here's the shade. Oh, yeah, no, that's not a shade for today. But it's pretty. It's pretty. Oh, that is really pretty. It's a matte. Let's swatch it on my hand. I don't think it would go with what I'm wearing today. It's very creamy, y'all. Very. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. No, not today. But that is pretty. I'm so happy I got this one because right after I pushed the button, I had FOMO. I was like, I should have got the other one. But then I went onto the website and it said that this was one of their best sellers. So then I was like, okay. So yeah, I do like that. I'm glad I got this. It's a pinky type of shade. I think it's a little bit too much for what's already going on. So we're going to put on this Tower 28 and keep it moving. These are so moisturizing. Now, they still have these. These are still available. But it's like they're cashew, coconut, and all the ones that are like, almond and something else. Sesame. All the different milks. There's an oat, there's a cashew, yeah, all of those. So you won't get these type of colors, but there's some creamy nudes and neutral type shades. So I like that. That's a nice buy, nice little pickup. So I have to do a review. So maybe I'll put it on at the end of the video when it won't clash, and we'll just look at it and see what we think, and then I'll wear it for a while, and then I can do my review. So we are decluttering, and I stopped at N, I think, or M, something like that. And if you look back there, so that shelf right there, that one has already been organized, and it has A through J, so Juvia's. This is the one that I'm working on now. So I started all of these Akara Beauty and some stuff that didn't fit right on the top shelf, and that doesn't belong there. I just put it there because it was on the desk. So this is going to come out, and then this whole section is going to be what the rest of the palettes will fit in. I do not want palettes past that section because I'm saving space for 2024. So if I have this stuff filled up all over the place, I can't buy anything, right? Okay, so let's keep it moving. I found while I was cleaning up, let me turn this back this way. While I've been cleaning up, reorganizing all that, I found these. Y'all, these are so old. I found these in those little pink boxes. Where is it? there. See those pink boxes right there? Those pink boxes right there had these inside of them, and I was like, okay, these are from 2019. Yes, 2019. They're from Ipsy. Before I did BoxyCharm, I don't know if anybody knew, but I was an Ipsy girl for probably 6 months, maybe a little less than a year, 6 to 9 months maybe. And I would open up the products in my bathroom, and I would do Facebook Lives, and I would practice doing an unboxing. So I would open my Ipsy bag, and I had eyeshadows that I kept from that. Of course, we're going to toss them, but this is fun since we're decluttering. This is from a company called IBY. IBY, I'm not sure. This is the IBY something lush eyeshadow, and the color is Fire and Ice. That color is long gone from Fire and Ice. This was like just plain old brown. You can see, no, it is still creamy. Get the heck out. This is creamier than stuff I bought 2 years ago. What? And that's the color. That's the color I remember. Now, I wouldn't put this one. I'm telling you, this is from before the pandemic. This is back in 2018, 2019. So it's old. Okay, from Nomad. Before I knew what Nomad was, Nomad was 2 seasons ago. Like, okay, look at this. Well, this one got crushed. But this is a single, and it's an eyeshadow called Champagne Reef. I didn't know that this was Nomad back then. It was all new to me. All the makeup and stuff that I did was brand new. Opening stuff on, oh, this one, yeah, this one's right now. Opening stuff, online and stuff like that. That was all new to me. This is a pretty color though. Pretty. Okay, looks nice next to the design here. Actually, we'll bring them together. Okay, this I got from Kohl's. Every time I had to go to Kohl's to return something from Amazon, I would pick up something cosmetic. And so I saw these NYX pigments. This one's called Pig number 19, and it is a mousse. It's not all this anymore. It was a mousse shadow. This green color. Why it's called Pig, I have no idea, but it's like minty green color. Then I had from Tarte. I just knew I was doing something. I had Tarte eyeshadow, and this was Martini, a chrome pink shadow pot. And it came with this little thing on the top. I'm going to take that off and that's how it looks. Wow. Look at that. Wow, I cannot believe I just found these. And like I said, I cannot believe these on anywhere in my face. This is this might be 2018, 2019, around that time. All 4 of these. That is so crazy. Okay, I also found these. Tetris. Tetris had Game On, and this shade was called Tap Out. I don't know what company this was. I don't know if the company was called Tetris or if it was something else. There's nothing for here whatsoever. But there's this little shade. And those are colors. This is a single, and it is in the shade Black Party. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's a Black Party eyeshadow in the shade I Need Space. So that's what's on the back. And I really like this. I actually swatched this one the other day because it was sitting on my desk. And I kind of want to use it too. Look. This is nice. That's not doing anything. But, yeah, so these are all going to get tossed, but wow, nostalgia. And the IBY, when I took it out of the box, there was this oil stain underneath of it. And I was like, ew. So all 4 of them, I just put these all in this bag. All of these are decluttered. Okay. All right, next. I found these. These are all out of order, but I found these in the drawer. This is Beauty Bay. So I have the Midnight palette, and I'm keeping it. That's what that one looks like. So Beauty Bay, when I found Beauty Bay, they were just finishing up with this green palette and this blue and purple palette. I forgot what they were called, but I was late to the game, and I didn't order them. I didn't even know what they were. And then you couldn't find them. And then people had them on Mercari for like millions of dollars, and people were buying them. And so then I do know that Beauty Bay after that said, okay, we're going to come up with some palettes that are not limited. They'll be their palettes forever and a day. And so that's when these came out. And so I grabbed Berries and Midnight because I missed out on that blue and purple, whatever that palette was called. And so very happy with these. So there's this palette. Now there are larger palettes that have, the Midnight palette, but with a whole bunch more colors. So whatever colors were in that particular palette that I missed out on, they're probably in there. I don't know if all of them are exactly in here, but I was pretty happy with these. So it looks like I wore these today, but no, not today. Today was cosmic brushes. So we're holding on to those. Next, we are in the ends. Ends for me is Nomad and Natasha Denona. All right, so first for Natasha Denona, I don't have Natasha Denona money all the time. So when a palette comes up, I'm always weighing, do I want the Natasha Denona palette, or do I want, you know, some other palette that's more expensive, like probably Glam Light back then. Now it would be Inslee Rain. Like I have to weigh because I can't get everything. So having Natasha Denona show up in BoxyCharm was like amazing for me. And so the first palette I got was this one, which is Peak, and these were her 5 shadow palettes that came into BoxyCharm. So I don't know what year this is from. I'm not going to declutter it. It looks nice, but yeah, it's drying out though. It really is. You can touch the formula and you can tell when it's starting to change, because instead of it having that creamy feeling, it's kind of dry. It still performs, but you can just tell that you know, that product is changing, it's turning, it's decomposing, whatever the word is that you want to use. But yeah, I did like this. I'm gonna hold it because I don't have any other Natasha Denona stuff at all. I don't. These two right, well, actually these 3 little ones right here that I'm going to show you, but I don't have any of the larger palettes, and so, you know, I'm gonna hold on to them. One day when I'm able to afford, or if there's nothing else out there that I want to get and I can decide to get Natasha Denona, then I will. But right now we're going to stick to this. All right, so the second one that I have also came through BoxyCharm. This one was called Ayana. I didn't really like this one as much. It's very, very cool tone, number 1, and then just, it's flat. It's like all one shade. So I don't know, other people who love these type of colors are probably like, oh no, that's a super nice out. I mean, because this is green, right? But I don't know, I actually probably wouldn't have even put the green in there. It just looks weird, but to me anyway. But I don't have to use these 5 together. I can come in here and pick up a different shade because they are good formula. You know, Natasha Denona has a good formula, but this just was not one of my favorite color stories. And then the last one, which I found out was a dud for a lot of people after I got it, is the mini Triochrome palette. So y'all know why I got this, right? Blue. Got it because it was blue. I was like, oh, Natasha Denona has a blue palette. No, from what I saw, people weren't really all that impressed. Does this have an expiration date on it? Wait a minute. Oh, I don't know. It's in black. I don't know what that is. Oh, I think it's something about how you can recycle the palette or something. It's in French. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so here is the palette. I may have used this once because I do see it's used. So wasn't anything to write home about, to be excited about. I don't know. I just was expecting something else. I was expecting like cosmic brushes, actually, to be truthful. I was expecting something like that. So again, you know, they are nice formulas for me. You know, this is a nice formula. I don't know, I think everybody just was expecting something else. I can come back to it and use different shades out of it. I'm definitely not going to let it go, but I'm just ready to get I'm ready to get something, you know, one of her larger size palettes, and I'm not sure which one I want yet. I think Dream is one of the ones that I'm really looking at. But yeah, so anyway, holding on to these 3. And then also in here is Nomad. Back to Nomad again. That's so crazy. All right, so the first one that I purchased was the Nomad Whistler Lodge palette, and I think they had a sale. Something made me pick this up, and I loved everything. I loved the little postcard, all the stuff that goes with having a Nomad palette, you know, finding out what place did they go to, and, you know, reading about the different things that are on here. So that was just my first real jump into Nomad. So this is the Whistler Lodge Snow Lodge palette. And then I don't know what made me, I love this palette, y'all. I cannot express how much I am so glad that I picked up this palette. And the colors in here, the color story, this is just so beautiful. Every eye look that I have done using this palette has been amazing. I love the packaging. I love this little you know, the way, I forgot what you call that, but you see the 2 pictures. So this is what it looked like back in the day, and now it's a ghost town, and this feels very old and like you're holding something that's vintage. And this color story, beautiful, so pretty. Everything that I have used, beautiful. I really, really love this palette, and the shimmers, the way that it's divided up so that you can, you know, have an easy color story, but then you could go across the top, you know, once you become more familiar with the palette. I just had so much fun. The shades just surprised me. I was a little nervous. I thought I was not going to like this. I thought it was just too many dark colors. These are beautiful. Loved everything, the mattes, the shimmers, everything. Really, really like this palette. I don't know if this is still available, but if it is, you should get it. I wish I had the other one. I forgot what it's called, but there's another Halloween launch that they did with the similar packaging, and I wish I had that one to go along with this one, but I am glad I have this one. So we're keeping all those. So we got 5 here, 5 for 5. All right, we got the Beauty Babe. We're keeping those. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, I have Odin's Eye, and I did not realize until I got these two how many Odin's Eye palettes I have, and I was like, oh my gosh, I really do like this company because everything I have I like. So okay, so I first started with Odin's Eye with this palette, and I was just so excited when this came out because I love the color story, and I wasn't really into the other packaging with the long palettes with just the 5 colors or anything. Those didn't make me go ooh, but these did, and I really, really like this palette. This is Soul Mane 2. So there was Soul Mane that I think was discontinued. Then this came out. Then there was, I missed the first set of collabs with the content creators, and so I got this one when these came out, and I was upset because I heard these weren't as nice, but I'm glad I got this one because to me it was a nice one. And I watch, is it Lauren? Yeah, I watch her channel sometimes, and she talked about so much this shade right here, this I guess it's like a lime electric green type of shade. So I am so happy that I got this palette, and I do love the palette. I've been able to make some very pretty eye looks with this. I do not have the other 2 palettes, but I'm glad I had the one that I have. So making room just in case we need to swatch. All right, so I have those, and then Christmas came, and I was able to pick up this palette from the year that I missed it because I was under a rock somewhere when these Christmas palettes dropped, and then they were gone, and I was like, what in the world just happened? I didn't even get to look at them. So yeah, I was so happy when this one came back, and this one is the Christmas Eve palette. I think this was 2022. Then in 2023 they bought these back, and these, so there were the snow and the reindeer, I believe. So I like Bridgerton, and when I opened this up, it just completely reminded me of Bridgerton or like vintage Christmas time. And I know a lot of people didn't really like this palette, but because of that, because I like Bridgerton, my mom and I are all into Bridgerton and Downton Abbey and all those. I was like, Mommy, these are colors that they would have had for decoration back then. And when I went on Pinterest and put in vintage Christmas, right here, all these colors right here, so pretty. New, I mean, and you can still use it all year long. I mean, if you think about it, it's like a nude palette, it's got some pops of color, so it's something that can be used all year long. I think just people may have been looking for something similar to these, but in my mind, if we get the same thing, well, why do we want it if we're getting the same thing? I don't know what everybody was looking for, but I knew it wasn't going to be these because they already did it, so I like it. So I'm going to hold on to these, and of course definitely going to hold on to these. I was so happy to get Annette's palette. I watch her channel all the time. She's been gone, by the way, so I'm hoping everything is okay, but it's been a few weeks. So but yeah, I picked this up. I have used this palette. This one is called the Mighty Monster palette, and I have used this one. I love this color story. This just reminds me of her, and it reminds me of me, so I think that's why, you know, it was easy to grab this one. And then I picked up the Fancy Face palette. This is the Earthwood palette, and oh my goodness, I've seen the Fancy Face maybe once or twice, but I didn't know how big of an influencer she was, and I hadn't been watching her channel. So now I'm watching her channel and getting different ideas from her, and this is her beautiful palette, and I think this is based on a tropical island, I think maybe where she used to live. Let's see, I'm not sure, it's not telling me, but yeah, this is so pretty. And I got her scarf, and I have a sticker which has the monster on it, I believe. So that was so much fun. I love these, and I'm so glad that I got at least these. I tried to get this one, her first one. I was not paying $300. It just wasn't. All right, so all of those are staying. Okay, next I have, these all might be going. Let me see. First is Okalon. This is a liquid metal eyeshadow. And these kind of like came out before the time when everybody was doing liquid metal. These like came right at the beginning. And so when I got these in a box. I don't remember which one. It wasn't BoxyCharm. It was some other box that these came in. It was a bunch of palettes all together. And everybody was like having a frenzy over this collection of palettes. But anyway, this was in there and I was excited, and then I never really even used it. And now, just like I said before, they're starting to, change and not be at the best. And so I don't know what I want to do. These are beautiful. They're very pretty. I wouldn't wear them right now. I'd probably wear them more in the fall. I don't know. I'm gonna hold on to it. We're gonna see. We're gonna hold on. Hints. This is on the chopping block. This one, I'm not gonna use it, y'all. I have tried to hold on to this one. I really, really have, because I know it's a company that a lot of people love. The influencers are all talking about them. It's Ofra. But y'all, I do not pull this palette. I don't know why. I think maybe it's just the colors just don't speak to me. They're kind of muted, and I really like bright colors. And I always say, oh, I'm gonna use it in spring, or I'm gonna use it, and I never do. And there's this beautiful highlighter in the middle, which I could have used today, because the inner corner highlight that I was using was not hitting on anything. There's a pink in here. This could be like the pink that you put up under your eyes that everybody's doing now. I don't know. I don't know. It's on the chopping block. These two right here, chopping block. Okay, the last one, OPV Beauty Ocean. This one has completely dried out. Oh yeah. No, this is decluttered. You can see, okay, I'm sorry. This is the Ocean palette. Just like freaking out now. You can see by the way that this looks, everything is very powdery and dry. And so when I swatch it, it's just dry. It it doesn't have the same luster that it had when I first got it. That looks like just mustard, yellow mustard. That's definitely not what it was before. It was a very shiny gold. And so, yeah, we're going to go ahead and declutter this. I'm so sad that I didn't use this more. This is a beautiful orange shade. Let's see the yellow. I used this when I first got it. I will say that I did use it when I first got it, but I didn't use it nearly as much as I should have. But with the palette drying out, it's not worth like trying to make a look and then getting frustrated because if the eye shadow is not performing the way that I would want it to. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let it go. So this one is decluttered. Definitely these two are on the chopping block, and all Natasha Denona Nomad and Odin's Eye are keeps. Okay, next we are in the P's, the P, the Q, the R's, and those colors. All right, let me pull this out first of all. So I do find, that's how I found that Dahlia. I do find on Amazon, where I get products for review, I do find nice makeup products on there. But I got these two. Notice I'm saying these two and there's only one. I don't know where the other one went. I don't know if I threw it away. I don't know if it's in a box somewhere. There was a peach color and there was a pink color. And what I liked is that they listed them separately. A lot of times on in this program, they will list the product and then put a pink one, a peach one, or whatever. And you only get to choose one of them. On the tier that I'm in, I could only choose one. This time they listed them separately. So I was like, oh, I get to get both. I don't know where it is. I cannot find it, but I do like the pink one. Swatched it all out. It's beautiful. Didn't use it yet, but it's a company called Peach C, and it's seasonal blending eyeshadow palette. And this one is called Play Pink, and the other one is a peachy color, and they have really good shimmers in them. And it's actually a 20 something dollar palette, 20 or $30, and so I was very shocked, and so I can't wait to use it. But I'm just upset because I don't know what I did with the peach one. When I find it, I definitely will update you all. So this is gonna stay. These two are going to go. These are Profusion palettes. Here's another one. All three of these, I got these in 2021. I don't pull from them at all, and I do see that the that is starting to dry out here. So beautiful palette, shocked me, knocked my socks off when I used it. I was like, oh my gosh, I was not expecting it. Even just looking at it in the palette, it just didn't look like it was going to be pretty, but it really was. And I had a lot of fun with these palettes, just especially this shimmer right here. I just was not expecting that, and so I did have a lot of fun with these. These are $5, and I believe they still have these on the website. This is the mattes one, and this is the one I would pull from to do my what do you call it? My transition shade. So I pulled from here, and again, it doesn't look like it's gonna be good, but it's good. It's almost, it reminds me of Viseart, actually. Not exactly the same quality, but actually nice. And I think it's because Viseart has a lot of mattes, and I don't know, I just never really liked Viseart. Now, so this is what it reminds me of a little bit, but it performs really well. So for transition shades, this was really good. And the last time I looked, these were $5, and they were still available on the website. Okay, I'm on the fence with this. This one I'm gonna keep. Okay, these are from a company called Pinky Rose. Is that right? Yes, Pinky Rose Cosmetics. And I got these from BoxyCharm through their drop shop. And this is the Exotic Peacock. I wore this recently and I didn't like it because it's starting to dry out, but the colors are beautiful. It just does not perform as well as it did when I first got it, so it's time to let this go. But if I could find another one, I would definitely purchase it because I am loving the jewel tone shades in here, and the shimmers were beautiful. It was a very beautiful palette. Surprisingly, I really liked it. And then there's the Pinky Rose Cosmetics Luscious Plum palette, and this one I'm gonna hold on to because I may have just not opened this at the same time, but the quality of it is still not as, dried out like this is. The other thing is, this palette always, it stumps me. I just sit there, I look at it, and then I close it, and I'm like, but usually if you use this side and then use this, if that makes it easier for you, if you're a beginner, that's kind of how I did it, because I was like, I don't see how these go with this. But they got it all in one palette. I was like, what's with these neon colors in a palette called Luscious Plum? Was not expecting these shades, but I like the palette. I use these, and then I use these, and it's fine, so I'm gonna hold on to that. Okay, so we're decluttering Exotic Peak. We're decluttering these. We're gonna hold on to these two. Okay, and this is gonna be one of the palettes that I want to get to because it's a challenge for me, and so I really want to use it more before it starts to decompose. All right, next is Plan and Makeup by Yolando. I am going to hold on to these. I got these last year. Plan and Makeup by Yolando on the website. They always have this thing where if you pay the shipping, they'll send you a free palette, and I don't know what everybody else got, but I got these. So I just made sure that I sent them a note and told them I already got this one, so don't send this one, send something else. I wanted a bigger palette, and I know some people got bigger palettes, but I kept getting these. I was like, nah. But I like them, so I'm not too upset. So this one is called they have names, like encouraging names, like I don't even see them on here. Awesome, that's what it is. This one is called Awesome. It's right here on the back, big as day. All right, so this one is Awesome, and these colors right here, just, I was like, oh my gosh, these are so pretty. For a 5-pan palette, you can use this. You can dress this up and go out. You can take it down a little and just use it as an everyday. This is so pretty. This is such a pretty palette. And then this one is called Upward. Hashtag Upward. And when I saw this, I was blown away. I was like, who decided that this would go with these? And it, y'all, I was scared. I don't know if you saw my face, but I just thought I was gonna look down and see dust. It's like, wait a minute, it's fine. Oh my, it fell flat just like this, y'all. Oh, thank you, God. Okay, as I was saying, I would have never thought to put this with these or this with that, like, and it works. So pretty, so much fun. I don't get to them. I want to get to these. I like these better than this. I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. I don't pull it. It's very big. It takes up a lot of space. It's pretty, and I think I got it just because it had a bunch of colors, but I don't pull from this. Oh, and it's coming apart. Wow. I don't pull this at all. It also went, oh, I'm sorry, profusion. This was left over on the wayside. Yeah, that's why, because I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm done with it. I use this. You can tell it's all jacked up and everything. I got this for $4.40. It was on clearance in Walmart, and yeah, we went crazy over these. I used it enough. It's now I just look at it, I'm like, oh, it's glitter. I'm not glitter happy anymore like I used to be, but this is really pretty. These are my colors. So when I felt like having to use, you know, the tape to get all the glitter off so I don't jack up my eyes, I was good. But now I don't want to do that anymore. So that's decluttered. All right, this one, Pretty Vulgar. I got this in my first BoxyCharm box. I got like all these extra gifts for signing up, and this was one of them. And when I saw it, I was like, no wonder why they're giving it away for free. Who wants that? But then I started liking cool tone colors. So this is the Pretty Vulgar Nightingale eyeshadow palette. And when I first got this, I was like, and what am I supposed to do with that? I'm mad because, let me see if I can get the this palette is so pretty. These colors are so, okay, I thought I dropped something. These colors are so, just like deep and pigmented. And it's not picking, is not doing this any justice. These colors are super dark. Let's see if I do it that way a little bit. These colors are so pretty, and it's like every time I look at it, I'm like, no, I can't get rid of that. As this pretty shimmer up here. Oh, it's dried out, y'all. It's dry. I can't even get, it's hard panned and everything. Oh, I know I used this, so I'm glad I did use this, but yeah, it's dry. I really like this palette. Yeah, the colors down here were beautiful, and I used this with pink. The dark grays down here, I used it with pink. It came out so pretty, like a bubblegum pink. It came out beautiful. Okay, that one has to be decluttered. Okay, glad to know I got some good use out of some of the palettes that I'm decluttering, and I just have to make way for ones that I really want to use. Okay, everyone, I'm back, and I was going to end the video and do a part 3, but I just have these 3 piles left, and it shouldn't take long. So I want to get finished because I have some stuff that I need to do tomorrow, and I can't record. I need this to be finished, so I'm gonna do these last 3 rows. She probably gonna be mad at me, but I want y'all to pray for my friend Cheryl. She's one of our ladies on our channel with Blessed and Beautiful, and she's been one of the Slay members since the beginning. So she's prayed for so many of us. So those of y'all who know God, those of you who know her, even if you don't know her, but you know and trust God, let's just please keep her in prayer so that she can get better. And just want her to know I love her. So when she see this, she know that the Slay Squad is praying for her, and we got her lifted up before God. So she needs to get better. She needs to rest too. That's the other thing she needs to do, is rest. So let's keep her in prayer, and let's keep moving, y'all. All right, I stopped at R. We are on Revolution, all the makeup Revolution, I Heart, all of them, all the Revolutions. All right, so we can go quickly. I already know this stuff gotta go. All right, so starting off with this, the hot dog palette. When I looked at this palette, I was like, oh, that's really nice. That's a nice palette. Y'all, I don't know what I was looking at. Maybe it was at the time. I know this is like one of the older palettes that I have. And we were shopping in, we had discovered Marshall's, and would go in there and shop for stuff. Y'all, actually, this feels really good still. It doesn't feel dry, but I'm still going to declutter it because I don't reach for it at all. And I think maybe, oh no, that was a matte. Wait, I did 3 colors and only 2 swatched. Wait a minute. Okay, I don't know which one that was. Maybe it was just the wrong finger. Oh, it was the wrong finger. Okay, I was going to say there was nothing on there. Okay, so they actually don't look bad, and maybe this is what I liked about it, but I don't use it. I can't even remember the last time that I reached for it, and maybe one of my cousins or someone that feels adventurous and won't mind, will like to take this off my hand. So I'm gonna put it in this bag. And this one I was gonna keep, y'all. Okay, I guess I should show it to you. This is the Marble Rose Gold palette, and when I saw this I was like, oh, that is so pretty. And it is pretty, it is. I don't reach for it, and it keeps me, it's one of them palettes that would keep me from getting to ones that I really want to get to. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but it ain't good either. So these are 3 of the colors, and it's one of those palettes that is like some of the other ones where I'm sitting there looking at it and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with these 3 colors? Like, they don't look like they go together. So maybe that's what it was, but I'm going to declutter it. I'm going to keep it moving. All right, we're going to put these to the side. Anybody who knows me might even know what these are that I'm putting to the side. All right, we're going to keep going. Revolution. This was a birthday gift from my sis, and this is the Revolution Precious Stone Emerald palette. And we didn't pay attention to the word emerald. We saw turquoise blue, and then opened it up and saw green. It was like, oh, it's a green palette. I did use it. The best colors was this row right here in the middle, but I think I'm ready to let this one go. Oh, this is pretty though. Look at that. Oh, but it's dry, y'all, and it's flaky. Oh, yeah, so we're gonna have to let this one go. But it lasted while it did. Let me tell you, I like this palette. This was a surprising palette. Surprising at the colors and, just at some of the shades. This one of these, this row I think here, there were a lot of ones that hard pan, but yeah, I did use it a good amount, but it's time to move on. Decluttering. Stuff everywhere. All right, okay. Let's go to these because I think I'm going to declutter some of these. These, if you haven't seen the story, you can go back and see my purple palette video where I was just collecting these. I was like, oh, every single Revolution tin can palette that they make, I want it, and I was like trying to collect them all. And at first, it wasn't going too bad because I was, getting some nice, pretty, colorful palettes, and I just was over the moon when I got this one because, it's blue. But then I started getting stuff like, where'd that palette go? Oh, it's not even here. Where is it? Oh my goodness, maybe I decluttered it already. I started getting these weird palettes that had like just colors that, I couldn't really use. So I think I must have decluttered that one because I was going to show you the butterfly one. It was like all these pastels, super light pastels that didn't show up at all. So I decluttered that. These that I have here. Oh, pause. Okay, so I needed to do this so that I wouldn't be holding us up because this is a long freaking video. All right, so I've decided that these 2 we're going to go ahead and declutter. They were on the chopping block. All right, so I had my 6 palettes here that I was like making a collection of. Not necessary. Okay, so I'm letting go the Constellation palette. I just don't pull from it. Yeah, so letting that one go. This one, I forgot I even had it. This one is the Flamboyance palette, so I'm going to let this one go. And I have 2 purple palettes. I don't know who okayed this on Revolution, but one is the Flawless Showstopper, and this is Utopia. And I mean, like, they just took the colors, rearranged them, and threw them back in. So I'm letting this one, the Utopia one, go because it was less good. There weren't as many nice pans in here as there are in here. This still gave me some good swatches, so I went ahead and kept this one. The Revolution Ice palette, it's blue, so yeah, it's not going anywhere. I'm just gonna keep holding on to that one for a little while longer. So we're decluttering these 3. Y'all, I don't even have space in the bag anymore. I'm just sitting them on top. I'm praying to God they don't fall out. There's no space. Okay, these 2 I wasn't planning on letting go, but I had to swatch them just to be sure. These are the Pro palettes, and if you ever look for Revolution palettes and you're not sure which ones to get the Pro palettes. These are really good. So this one is the new Neutral Pro palette, and I cleaned it up so that I can, let y'all know that we should keep this one, because if you saw it before, you'd be like, girl, get rid of that. But no, it's clean now, so we're gonna keep this one. And then the new Neutral Blush palette. This is new. I just got this one last year. We're going to definitely hold on to this one. And I swatched those here. So nice shimmers, nice mattes, all good. And then this palette right here, if you don't have it, you need to get it. This palette is bomb. This is the Revolution collab with Tammy. And this is her Tropical Twilight palette. I think this is the second palette. She had another one before this one. But this is amazing. I wish there were not glitters in there because the shimmer formulas are so good. I don't really use glitters anymore. I can, but I just don't want to. But this is what I swatched from that palette. Do you see this right here? I didn't even know it was going to do that. That is this color right here, and it's swatched out with the stars, just like it said, Starry Night. And yeah, this is amazing. So out of those palettes, I'm only keeping these. Yeah, I'm doing a good job. I'm doing really good. All right, moving on. You good? Yes. All right, so this I'm gonna let go. This is the lingerie collection by Rude, and I think I got this in 2018 or 2019, one of those 2. And it was these mattes, an all matte palette, beautiful colors. But they're, oh, wait a minute. I just watched that. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I have not opened this palette. Okay, no, we'll be holding on to this. What the? Okay. Y'all, this is old, but it doesn't, you can look at it. It doesn't look old at all. It's not powdery. I'm shocked. Okay, well, hold on to it. I need to pull it then. Look at how, one swipe. I didn't even get that from some of these. Okay, all right. That was almost, this one was on the way out. Like, I wasn't even gonna swatch it. I was just gonna put it in the bag. Okay, She Glam. I don't know what to do with this one, y'all. This is the one that gave me, like, the video for this one is, like, horrendous. It took me so long to get an eye look, and the eye look was so light, but then it was pretty. Let's swatch. Okay, these are like toppers. So that's, oh gosh, here we go. I was trying to like hurry up and be done, and here we are still swatching. No, okay, that's another one. All right, definitely not letting this one go. This is from Simply Posh. It is the Citrus Punch palette, y'all. Beautiful shimmers, beautiful mattes, beautiful everything good about this palette. I need to use it more often, hence letting go of other palettes. So this is the orange, and that is, what was that? One of the, oh, because they're like toppers, but that's the oh Jesus, here we go. Tasty, I'm sorry, Tasty shimmer, and this is the matte. Now these shimmers, let's squeeze in this. Yeah, let's squeeze another one. Let's see another one of these shimmers, because what is going on here? Oh, okay, you know what? Some of them have hard pan, but once I went through it, I got that. Okay, so we're good. Some of these are hard pan, and I just got this. Please, 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 please. Okay. Next, we have Glamour Me Color Eyeshadow by Steb. It means something, S-T-E-B. Somebody said it, and every time they say it, I'm like, oh yeah, and then I forget. And then let me see if it's on here. I must have exquisite. Oh, here it is. Secret to, there it is. Secret to Eternal Beauty. Got this from that palette that where I told you there was a whole bunch of palettes that came together, and that Okalon palette was in with this one. I don't know. This always makes it past the chopping block, but then I never, y'all, when I tell y'all I never use this, it's nice. Yeah, I never use this, but that and that are from that palette. My mom would like this. I'll put it for her because it's not anything wrong with it. But yeah, okay, let me get some of this off. Y'all, my arm is gonna be blurple. It's like colors everywhere. Okay, Sugar Drizzle, not letting this go, I don't think. Let me swatch. Ooh, it's starting to dry out. Still looks good though. We're gonna hold on to this one. That's not going anywhere. This is the Ting. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm rushing. Let me slow down. Okay. This is the Sugar Drizzle palette, the sequel. So they had an original Sugar Drizzle, and then this one came out, and this one looks like this. Sorry about that. Looks like this. And that purple right here is what I just swatched right there. And these have the dual chromes, and I don't know if there's any multi-chromes in here, but I do know they're dual chromes and metallic shades. Really good. They're starting to dry out, but I will hold on to it because this is one of those palettes that I want to get to. Okay, this is from Temu. It is a dupe for Natasha Denona. If you go on Temu and read the reviews, people swear by it, but I don't see it. But maybe because I don't have that palette. So this is what it looks like for this particular one, and I think this is the Glam palette that this is supposed to be a dupe for. And I mean, like, it's a bona fide dupe. That's what it is. It's a dupe, and I don't like the formula. it feels muddy. It doesn't feel like a shimmer. It just feels like a bunch of mud. I mean, that's the only way I can describe it. And I don't get what I see. I don't see it. I don't see it. So, declutter. Okay, this is the Terra Moons palette. And I don't know a lot about Terra Moons, but what I did know before this was that they did singles. And I have 2 singles right here. I'm not going to open them because it'd be a mess trying to get them back inside. But these are the 2 I have. This is Reign of Terra, and this one is UFO. So I have these, and then there's this palette. I don't know if Terra Moons has any other palettes. I think they do, but I don't want to say yes, and I'm not for sure. But this one is called the Cosmic Wanderer, and this is the palette that I got instead of the Christmas palettes. I was like, I'll get the Christmas palette later. I'm gonna get this first because it was a color story that I liked, and then this quality isn't really that good. I don't even think I've used this after the first time that I got it. And if you see, this is like chalk dust is starting to come up out of the container, and these are dry. This is something I paid a good amount of money for, so I hate to let it go. But the formula just doesn't look good. That's the shimmer, the one that's coming up out of the container. This is the dark, what is that, a dark purple. And you can build it up, but it's very patchy. And then this is a dark tealy, bluish, greeny type of color. Y'all, I never reach for this at all. But I don't know. I paid a good amount of money for this. This wasn't a cheap purchase. I'm gonna hold on to it just on the off chance that I either get to it or one of my cousins wants it. I don't know anything else from their brand to know whether or not this is normal, or especially this white one that's coming up. I mean, like, I haven't even done anything to it, and it's just like loosening up on its own. So I'm gonna hold on to it just a little bit longer. Okay, so we're gonna put this to the little chopping block section. All right, this, I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter. This is from like a beauty supply store. This is a dupe for one of the blue palettes. Which one, I'm not sure, but this one is called Blue Tonic, and the brand is You Can Be. I don't reach for it, and I think I have enough. I have enough blue palettes that I can pass this on to one of my cousins to use, because it's not bad. It still has some good use to it, but I just know I'm not going to pull it because I have other blue palettes that I like. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter that one. Okay, so that was STRST. So we're now at U. Okay, U is Ultramo. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but Ultramo is, I believe, a Latina or Hispanic brand. Everything's in Spanish, so I can't really read a lot, but I do find these on Mercari all the time. And it's like a big brand that has like a ton of palettes. They always have, like, you know, different characters, and then they change the names. So this is actually Andrew, who's a cousin of SpongeBob, but they couldn't say SpongeBob, so they put Andrew. This is the Tinkerbell palette, but they just call it the Magic Eyeshadow palette because they can't say Tinkerbell. So you can find a whole bunch of characters on the Mercari website. I've gone to Ultramo to see if I could just purchase from there, and that was not possible. You have to go to a store. They just do wholesale out to different vendors, and so I stuck with getting the palettes on Mercari. And so I like all of these, but I may be decluttering this one. I played in these 2 earlier today. I'll show them to you, but, you know, just in the interest of trying to hurry up, I won't swatch. But these are the colors. You can see I love this palette. I've used it a lot, and it's one of those companies that has these they're kind of wet, almost like wet, creamy types of shades, and sometimes they look like rocks and beads, and then you kind of pop them and the color comes out. So very interesting textures that they have. So this is the Marlin palette. But this reminds me of the cat that Tom likes in Tom and Jerry. If anybody remember that, I know I'm showing my age by bringing that up. But I thought it was her, but maybe not. But anyway, cute. Has a whole bunch of these, so I'm going to hold on to that. I love the textures. I like playing around with the different colors and seeing what mixes together. And I thought that this was going to make its way over to some other indie brands, and I haven't really seen it that much. So I'm holding on to these just for a little while longer. This one is a gigantic, and a lot of the palettes are like this. Remember how BH Cosmetics used to be? You get 1,000 shades. So they have a whole lot of palettes like this where you get like 1 billion shades. They come in, you know, the color you go down the road, there's like 19 different textures, and there's different glitters and different of those beads. Just all kinds of, I mean, you just sit here and play around and say, let me see what that color does. I mean, they have the mattes, they have the shimmers, they have the, oh gosh, they have this flaky type of stuff. Then they have some creams, and then I just sit there and play around, and I'm like, what does this do? Oh, okay, let me see what this does. And then I can like go and do an eye look. But yeah, I just made a big mess, a huge mess. So yeah, I was swatching over top of that because they can be toppers. Mess that up, but here's some other shades. You just play around with them. They're very pigmented, but yeah, I just like to play around in them. I don't really actually do a lot of eye looks. I literally, when I'm bored, I just pull it out and say, what does this color make? But look at this. This is how pigmented all this stuff is. I'm like 15 shades of blue right here. So I think I will hold on to those two. This one, I haven't gotten any good looks out of this. I don't know if it's the colors. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to declutter this one because every time I use it, it is discouraging, and I do a lot of work to get not a lot of good eye looks out of that. So I can stick with my original two. All right. But I keep going. I have this palette not going anywhere. This is the Uoma palette, Black Magic, the Freedom palette, and it looks like this. And I am told, because I don't have any Pat McGrath, but I'm told that these are very similar to Pat McGrath quality, and so these are amazing. Definitely not letting this palette go, and if I can get my hands on any of the other ones, I will, but I think they're discontinued. I think there were a few that came out with this. Yeah, do you see that? Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, we have Decliutter. I'm going to declutter it. I know Decliutter is a, you know, a luxury brand, yada yada. I don't reach for it at all. So somebody else may like it. Violet Voss, and that's it, y'all. This is it. Violet Voss is my last amount, and I think these are gonna go. Okay, so this one is the Coral Crush, and I always pull this one because it's the prettiest. I don't necessarily feel like I made this amazing eye look when I use this, but it's the one that I like the most out of what I have, so I'm gonna hold on to it. The Rainbow Eyeshadow Palette, I'm gonna go ahead and let this one go. I had this in Declutter. I took it out Declutter when I moved, and I found all these decluttered palettes in a box, and it looks like this. It's a nice palette, but I think somebody else would really like this. I don't need it. I don't reach for it, so I'm willing to part with this one. And I kept them in the boxes and everything, so somebody might really like that one. I do like the I Love You Forever palette. I remember doing a live with this one. It was a lot of fun. This is what the palette looks like. It's a neutral tone with these green shades. So nice palette. I do remember having fun with that palette. This one I did not, and I thought I would like it because it's a blue palette, but I don't like it. I don't know. I tried it. I don't like it. So I'm going to pass this one on. And that is it. So we're going to count, and I'm going to put these up there. So I'm done. I was able to get all of my palettes on those two rows, and so I have all this empty space over here because I have other stuff I need to move around a little bit, and I wanted to leave space for 2024 because I know that there are palettes that are going to drop that I want. Now let me count how many palettes have been decluttered. are the final results. I have decluttered 57 palettes and 6 singles. And is that right? Yes, 57 palettes and 6 singles are decluttered. And on those shelves over there are 110 palettes and 4 singles. So I'm happy. This stack that's right there, that's the stack that my mom and my sister want to look through. So I put them over there. Everything else is in, let's see if I can bring it over, this white bag right here, which is extremely heavy. So I'm all decluttered for lipstick, lip glosses, all that stuff, blushes, and eyeshadows. Next, I will be doing face items like foundation, bronzers, highlighters, and foundation. Did I say foundation? Yeah, foundations. Okay, so, and then I think I'll be done once I finish with all of that, and I can go on into 2024. Well, we already in it, but you know, I can shop because I know I've made some room, and I am going to make sure that there is some type of star or something that lets you know that those are the palettes that I'm very happy to have in my collection. I want to make sure that I get to those palettes. Those are some of the core palettes in my collection, so I definitely will be working on those, and I want to get through this last video so I can start doing shop my stash again. But I just didn't want to do shop my stash through all that stuff that I knew I didn't need or want. So now that everything is pared down, I can go ahead and start setting up to do shop my stash again. So that's it, y'all. I is tired. That was a lot of palettes to go through. It was a lot of really thinking about letting stuff go that I'm not using, and not being afraid to either share with someone else or really just throw it in the trash because it's not good to give to anyone else. And so now that I think I've got myself through that, I think I did some pretty good decluttering this time. I did keep a few that in my mind I'm thinking you could have let that one go. And also that Terra Moons palette, I took it out, I put it over here, I swatched it and didn't like it, so that went back into the declutter, so I did not keep that one. So that's it. I hope that you all got some good information from this video. I hope that you found out some of the newer palettes that are out there that's available, to see if they're ones that you would want to purchase for yourself, because they look pretty good on my skin tone. Also want to see if you got tips about how to hone in your collection and to keep the things that you really want and that you really want to use, and to stop filling it with fluff of stuff that you're not going to ever use. All right, so I hope you all got that, and thank you all so much for being here. And you know what we say around here, whether it is day or evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, I hope that it is good. Don't forget to pray, because we really need it. And then don't forget to slay. And don't forget to pray for Lady Cheryl. And don't forget, if you are a new visitor, honey child, you've been here for 2.5 days watching all this decluttering, you might as well just go ahead and subscribe. Join us on the front row. We'd love to have you. All right, everyone. Bye.